Hello guys! Yes, today we're making pumpkin pie made from scratch. Yes, because we have pumpkins and they're in season. And why would you choose canned pumpkin puree instead of use this gorgeous one? Naturally sweetened, this pumpkin pie is made with this pale flour, coconut sugar, vegan butter, a touch of salt, and several spices that is gonna give the crust, because this is only for the crust, that flavor, that fall flavor that we all love, and you're going to love it. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay guys, we're going to start with the crust. We're gonna add all the dry ingredients into a bowl. Instead of adding all the spices into the pumpkin puree, we're adding them into the crust, just for a difference and we can actually taste the flavor of the pumpkin. Then we're going to add the butter. It needs to be cold. Why? Because this is going to help to make this crumbly texture. And using a fork, start mixing the dough together. You can use your hands as well, but sometimes I prefer to use my fork first because my hands are too hot. So basically the butter melts in my hand and it starts sticks into my hands. After you have the crumbly texture, add the water and then mix together in a surface. And then start working with your hands just to form the dough and to put all the ingredients together. After you see that your dough is compact, cover your dough in plastic wrap or in a plastic bag like I did and transfer into the fridge for about 1 hour to set. Now let's move on to the filling. So first we're going to cut our pumpkin, or you can peel it before. I actually committed a mistake and I cut it before and then I scoop out the seeds. But either way is fine. The point is removing the skin and the seeds. Then dice the pumpkin into small cubes. This is going to allow to cook faster and more evenly. And since we want to cut the time of the preparation of this pumpkin pie, that's why we dice it small. Now we're going to steam our pumpkin. So place your pumpkin in a steamer and steam for about 25 minutes or until soft. Don't overcook it, because if not, the pumpkin is going to absorb so much water that our filling is going to be too liquid. Then transfer it into a blender and we're going to add the rest of the ingredients: coconut oil, vanilla beans, salt, and maple syrup. And we're going to blend until the consistency is very fine and very like a puree consistency, as you can see now. Okay, now we're going to zest the orange into the mix and we're going to mix it all together. Then transfer the whole puree into a medium pot. Set it aside. So now we're going to make a slurry with the cornstarch. This is going to help our puree to get a little bit thicker, since we want our filling to be a little bit firmer. But this is not like a jelly consistency or like a gelatin consistency puree or filling. So if you want a thicker consistency, you can add a little bit more cornstarch or either use agar-agar. That works too. You're gonna see how it looks glossy and shiny. That's the texture that we want. Preheat your oven to 375. Take the dough out of the fridge and then we're going to stretch the dough. When the dough comes out of the fridge, it's a little bit cold, and when you start rolling it, it starts opening up from the edges. So what I do is I use the rolling pin and then I press down first horizontally and then vertically, and this helps to open up the dough little by little. Then I start rolling until I achieve like a 1/4 of an inch thickness. We're going to transfer that into our tart mold and remove all the scraps. As you can see here, my dough broke. So what I did is I start putting it together with my fingers into the container until the thickness was the appropriate thickness. After that, I use a fork to make holes in the dough. This helps the dough to evaporate all the water and cook evenly in all the sides. Pre-bake the dough for 15 minutes, then take it out of the oven and we're going to fill it with the filling. Using a rubber spatula or a spoon, just spread out the filling evenly, and now we're going to finish baking it for another 15 minutes. You're going to see how all the spices in the crust are already smelling. It's just wonderful. There you have it, guys. Elegant, beautiful, and very simple pumpkin pie, made from scratch. If I can do it, you can do it, and everyone can do it. And if you are already investing time in doing a pumpkin pie for you or for your family, I think we just make it from scratch, right? Thank you so much for watching, guys. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, what are you waiting for? Also, I want to remind you, if this was useful for you, share it with the people that you love. Share it with someone that would benefit from it. Don't keep it to yourself. Share the love. Thank you. See you soon.